Okay. So, here we are, back after ages and ages. Um, okay, so this is my no commentary blind playthrough. I mean, quote unquote blind, because at this point I've already beaten the game. Well, I've beaten the game on this playthrough. But but I've already beaten the game on another playthrough once, I think, but I've also played the game on other characters too. But I just mean blind in the sense that at this point, I'm trying to do as much as I can blind. And I've come up to some new... I just left this playthrough at the end of the game just to see if I could come up with anything else. Because rather than recording every little idea I have and just recording every bang on the wall and every travel to different zones and stuff for every idea, I just decided to cut to when I actually had ideas that worked, and mostly, and maybe I'll try the odd idea. But anyway, I'm back to to do as much on my blind playthrough as I can do. Now, so what I've figured out, while not recording, is... It's been so long, I don't even remember what I've figured out and what I haven't, to be honest. But I don't think I've gone over this stuff, but oh yeah, anyway, this isn't gonna be a commentary playthrough, I'm just setting the scene here, because I haven't played in a while. I just want to go this way. There's a purpose. I've beaten all this stuff, obviously, long ago. But there is a purpose here. And that is... one day I was strolling along here. And coming out here. And I'm not exactly sure what I did different, to be honest. I'm still... perplexed by these walls you can raise with the lever. Like, I don't really get... Like, obviously you can walk across there with the one. But why is there multiple? What does this one right in front of me do? This, as far as I can tell, serves absolutely no purpose whatsoever. You can't even... As far as I know, you can't even pull the giant. What I originally thought is, oh, they keep the giant in place. Or something, or he interacts with them, or something like that. But he doesn't follow you. He stays in the corner there, and if you go too far away, he'll shoot things at you, or just go back into a huddle. So I still am intrigued by these things. This is one of these things at this point where I don't even know, maybe it's just, there's some things in, I mean, all games, but especially Dark Souls, that are just there for maybe just decoration, or just to give the world a more lived-in look, or a more complete look, or something like that. So, I mean, maybe that's what it is. It seems kind of goofy to me. I don't... Like, you got this whole area underneath me. There's nothing, there's no items there. There's a lever there that brings this up, and I've zero idea why. I don't think you can get on it. At least not traditionally. There may be like some speedrunner move or something to get on it, but I don't think you're meant to get on it. So I don't know what those walls are. And I also don't know how I triggered this. I'm trying to figure out how I triggered this. The only thing... I'm trying to remember the playthrough where I triggered this. The only thing I kind of remember is that I skipped. Normally, the way I did things, I would play through the regular way. I would get to the bonfire and then go through to the bonfire, and then I'd go through, go down to past the first giant, where his hands are, and I'd go down to the mimic, and then I'd come out to this big open room, and then I'd go straight, or I might go get the spear thing. What's it called? whatever, the thing that kind of looks like a spear. It's not called a spear, but behind that a giant. And then I'd go down to the bonfire, and then I'd come back up. Or no, I'd go down to the bonfire, then I'd go up, and then I'd do all the stuff above, and then I'd drop down, and then go over to Rosia's, what's her name, Rosia? Or whatever, her area. And then I'd come through, what would I do next? No, and then I guess I'd go down there, and then I'd come up here, and then I'd just complete, or wait. I know I'd go to Rosia first, and then, I think I've done both, I guess. But I would definitely go up first. But then this last time, I think or not this last time, but the time I discovered this thing, I think I didn't go to the second bonfire, or I didn't go to the first door that opens the path to the bonfire. I just came through here into that water ahead, and then I went up there, and then I came up here, which kind of maybe makes the shortcut make a little more sense, because if you come up here the way I was normally doing it, this was like one of the last areas I'd come to, and I'd always wonder, well, what the heck is the purpose of the shortcut? This isn't any closer than, this is farther away than, coming from Rosia's area. And, oh, I should get the name. Rosaria's area, and it just did. The shortcut made absolutely no sense to me. Although there is some nonsensical shortcuts in Dark Souls, especially in Bloodborne, Dark Souls 3. But anyway, yeah. So that shortcut maybe made a little more sense. I wasn't sure. And then I was going along, and then I came here. And there was Onion Bro here. He was standing right here. And I was excited because by that point I actually knew, well, I'll just finish it off. I saw Onion Bro, and then I was talking to him, and something was off. And you could tell it was, there was something off with the way he didn't sound like Siegward or Siegmeyer, and you could tell something was off. And so I think he was encouraging me to go across here, and by that point I think you could tell it was Patches. I had known Patches was in the game. I actually didn't know Patches was in the game for a long time, but I did, after I completed my playthrough, or beat the final boss, I started playing online, and I saw someone had used on one of the messages, had used a Patches squat gesture, so basically knew he was in the game then. And so by this time, when I'm talking to the Onion Bro, I knew just by the way he was leading me on and the different voice and the way he was talking that this was Patches. So I went through. I could have killed him, but I didn't. I wanted to see what would happen. So I went through with it, and then he just lowered me down. It was kind of weird. It wasn't very Patches like to get up here you already have to go through all that crap. So I don't really understand what he just made me go through the way I've already been before. So it wasn't a great Patches encounter. It kind of sums up Dark Souls 3, actually. This kind of lame retread that is inferior to the previous product. That's sort of the Dark Souls 3 motto, but whatever the case, I did all that, and then I came back, and then he showed up on the other side as a merchant. I just forgave him. I'm not sure. I don't think what... Most of this game, I don't think the way you answer makes any difference. For most of the answers. They just basically just do nothing until you say what the predetermined answers you're supposed to make are. I think it was the same way with Patches. He just basically does nothing until you say you forgive him, or maybe he doesn't wait for your... I can't remember exactly, but whatever the case, he becomes a merchant. So anyway, that was great. I loved finding that out. It's great when you played the game. That's the kind of stuff I mean, honestly, I wish it happened to me more. It hasn't happened to me as much as I'd like it to, but those kind of things I really enjoy about the blind playthrough. Like, I've already been through this area a bunch of times. All of a sudden, I'm strolling here. Boom! Onion Bro shows up. It's like, what the hell? It was pretty neat. Anyway, so yeah. But that is the... So anyway, that was on another character. So I'm back here. The reason I came back here was to see if he was here. And he's not. Is he on the other side, though? Okay, he's not on the other side. Yeah, I got a end level character here, so I'm not gonna struggle with these guys. Yeah, so Patches shows up over here as the merchant, and he sells you the Onion Bro stuff. And so I bought all his stuff. This was probably my find of the... I gotta say, it's my find of the game. Probably one of the best finds I've ever found in any Dark Souls game, to be honest. That I had zero idea about. And, well, the only thing that I knew... zero idea that gave me any real clues. The only thing I knew is I heard someone say that Siegward, something about him being in the profane capital. I think that's the only thing I knew about him. I thought someone said they could summon him. Now that was... I didn't want to hear that. It was just an accidental pickup from just somewhere on the internet or something. But that... I had no idea how you trigger him, where he is, what's going on. Which made the next find just absolutely incredible. Yeah, so I was going through here. I was trying to look for stuff more in my... Well, I should say I wasn't trying to look stuff more. I was just trying to keep my eyes open for different stuff. I went through levels that I'd already been through. Or parts of levels I'd already been through, trying to find stuff. Because I basically... At this point, I basically feel like I've played... Except for one part, which I'll get to, I basically feel like I've just played out the entire game just about as best as possible. I didn't check out the kiln super extensively yet, but just about for the most part I checked it. At this point I feel like I've checked out anything. Anything I've missed I feel like is either some just random hidden wall or just some real complicated thing, or because I don't have the platinum trophy yet, and I'm still missing quite a bit. The thing is, I don't know what... Like, I'm missing rings and I'm missing gestures. I'm not sure if I have all the gestures that I've got on one character yet or not. I'm still working through that. I might, I'm not sure. 'Cause there's a lot of